Yolanda King.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we're hanging out in the great city of Butte, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And sitting beside me, I have the legendary Mrs. Yolanda King, daughter of the one and only Dr. Martin Luther King. Mrs. King, welcome to the 505.
Oh, well, thank you. It's good to be here. I love this city. I could live in Albuquerque.
We would love that.
Everybody's so friendly. It's just a lot of wonderful, open-hearted people here, and I have a ball every time I come.
You are such a remarkable actress. I mean, this was the first time that I had seen your theatrical performances, etc. Can you just tell us a little bit about, the whole, like some of your projects that you have going on?
Oh, there's a lot going on with my company, Higher Ground Productions. We have a film and television and theater division, and we're doing film and television projects and Hollywood projects that are really seeking to make a difference, get people thinking about important ideas. We call it edutainment, what we do. We educate and entertain. You got to entertain because nobody will listen, but you can educate, you can motivate, you can inspire. We also do programs where we work with young people and older people and individuals and companies, teaching the principles of inner peace, teaching spiritual empowerment. I have a book coming out with Wanda Marie called Embracing Your Power in 30 Days. It's coming out in July. A lot of good things happening. I would suggest anybody who's interested to check out my website. It's Yolanda-King.com.
King.com.
Yes.
Ms. King, now can you tell us, we have lots of young people that watch our show, and oftentimes practically on each and every show, at the end of the show, we tell people to live their life after their dreams. Then they'll live their life large like that movie it was meant to be. And in light of your dad and your dad's dream, can you talk to the young people right now just about the dream and kind of where the youth today is going and what some of the things that they should be thinking about?
Yes.
In light of the dream.
My father, I believe the dream was the creation of a world, really, where each and every person could have the opportunity to be the very best that they could be. And indeed, that's what where my father was trying to move us to. And it is so important that we realize that we each have a powerful light, a powerful spirit within us. Every last one of us get that. Now, whether or not we use it and we use it for the good is up to us. We've been given free will. We can go either way we want to go. But my suggestion is that we go toward the good, that we run after peace and we run after the things that are going to not only make us happy but contribute to the betterment of our community, of our families, wherever we find ourselves.
I got such an education tonight on the 6 principles of Dr. King, and this was the first time, it was also entertaining, but also you also showed the crowd how to apply the principles that Dr. King had talked about. Can you talk about just the principles real quickly?
Oh my gracious, they are so vast, and they include everything from the fact that nonviolence is for courageous people, and nonviolence believes that suffering can really transform you. A lot of times people feel like they go through changes, they go through pain, they go through difficulties, and they use that to crush them. But instead, you should see that as an opportunity to grow, to become better, to become bigger, to become stronger. Nonviolence seeks understanding and friendship. We must always try to look for the best, look for the good in situations, in people that we meet. The principles are so powerful if we use them in our lives, on just our day-to-day lives. It's not about just simply bring it out when you need it, but it should really be principles, values that we live day to day.
Well, one day I got from that is that love does conquer. I don't know if it conquers all, but love conquers a lot.
It does. Yes, it does. I believe it conquers all ultimately.
Love conquers all, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got to wrap it up. Well, anyway, Ms. King, thank you so much for coming. Anybody you'd like to send a shout out to? Oh, also big ups to Joella Redmon and the Martin Luther King Commission.
Oh, yes, to the Martin Luther King State Commission. They are doing such a marvelous job in the state, continuing the vision, continuing the principles, the work of Martin Luther King Jr. I salute them, and I'm just so proud of what they're doing, and they continue to reach out to young young people, because young people are where it's at. If young people don't get it, we're in trouble.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one and only Yolanda King. We're going to take you to a quick soundbite of her performance over here in the 505 Butte, New Mexico. Ms. King, thank you so much for coming.
Was a king. But don't get me wrong, he was not the kind you bow down to, but one who bowed daily at the throne of God, a king who fought injustice with the shield of prayer and the sword of nonviolence. My father was a king, not the kind who stood on a pedestal, but one who stood up for millions of men, women, and children. For you see, the first three letters in king spells kin. So my father was kin to all of humanity. My father was a king, not the kind who wore a crown, but one who crowned a movement illuminated by a dream that one day this nation would rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. My father was a king, not the kind who sat on a throne, but one who sat in a dark Birmingham jail and prayed that the deep fog of misunderstanding would be lifted from our communities and the radiant stars of love and brotherhood would shine over our country and our world. My father was a king, not the kind with servants at his feet, but the kind who served the tired, the powerless, the disrespected, feet that had been barred from reaching a mountaintop called the American dream. My father was a king, not one who was robed with a velvet robe, but one who was robed with a velvet voice, a voice of clarity, conviction, and compassion. A voice that even a cowardly bullet could not kill. For you see, his voice lives on in the hearts of all of us who believe in love, peace, and freedom for all. My father was a king, not the kind who made me a princess, but one who made me a peacemaker. For he taught me that love is the ultimate healer, and where love abides, there we will also find peace. Thank God for my father.